All right, let's dive in. Today, we're jumping into the really high-stakes world where artificial intelligence meets medicine. We're going to explore how AI is set to completely transform the pharmaceutical industry, and more importantly, why the usual tech mantra of move fast and break things it just can't fly in a field where lives are literally on the line.
I mean, the potential here is just staggering. Seriously, think about it for a second. We're talking about AI that can screen billions of molecules to find new drugs, or analyze incredibly complex clinical trial data in minutes when it used to take months. It can even spot tiny safety signals that a human might miss. From the factory floor to the endless paperwork, AI is promising to shake up every single step of getting medicine to people who need it.
But, and this is a really big but, the normal rules of technology just get thrown out the window here. See, in medicine, moving fast and breaking things can lead to absolute catastrophe. The number one goal isn't speed, it isn't even efficiency, it's patient safety. And that one simple fact changes the entire game.
So let's start with that promise, because AI in pharma isn't just about making things quicker or cheaper. It's about opening up entirely new frontiers, totally new ways of discovering and developing life-saving treatments.
And make no mistake, the money involved here is enormous. We are talking about hundreds of billions of dollars being poured into this. Yeah, billions with a B. The entire industry is betting big that AI can solve some of its toughest, most expensive challenges. But, with that kind of investment comes an even bigger responsibility.
And that brings us right to the heart of the problem, which you could call the patient safety paradox. How do you take a technology that's famous for its incredible speed and integrate it into an industry that is, by its very nature, built on caution? It's a whole different ballgame with a totally different set of rules. This chart just lays out that culture clash perfectly. You've got the tech world's famous mantra, right? Move fast and break things. You launch a product, see what's wrong, and iterate. But in pharma, nope. The goal is to control and validate every single step. You can't iterate on a person's health. The top priorities are ensuring a positive patient impact and complying with every rule designed to protect them.
What this really means is that any AI tool has to run this brutal gauntlet of regulations. It has to meet these super strict compliance standards. You'll hear them called GxP, or Good Practice Guidelines. It has to prove its data is perfect, fit into these rigid change control systems, and have crystal clear lines of accountability. You can't just plug in a cool new AI and cross your fingers.
And all of this leads us to the biggest question of all, trust. You see, a lot of these really complex AI models can feel like a black box. You feed data in one end, you get a smart-sounding answer out the other, but you don't always know how it got to that answer. And in the world of medicine, not knowing how is a deal breaker. This really gets to the heart of it. For anyone working in this field, the question isn't, can AI make us more efficient? We already know it can. The real, crucial question is, can we trust its output? Can we validate it? Can we control it? Can we actually stand behind a decision it makes when a patient's health depends on it?
Okay, here's the way to think about it. Imagine a world-famous chef creates some amazing new dish that could actually help sick patients. But the chef refuses to share the recipe and won't let anyone inspect their kitchen for safety. Would any hospital in its right mind serve that dish? No way, right? Well, a black box AI is exactly the same. It doesn't matter how brilliant its results are. If you can't see the process, you just can't trust it with people's lives.
And that's precisely why transparency is completely non-negotiable. In a regulated space like pharma, you have to be able to lift the hood, to audit the AI's process, to understand its logic, and to prove that it is working exactly the way it's supposed to. So how do we actually build that trust? Well, the answer isn't to walk away from the technology, it's to govern it. It's about building a really solid framework around it to make sure that the AI is safe, reliable, and totally accountable. Let's look at what that means. This whole framework really comes down to 4 key things. First, you have to validate the model. Is this tool actually fit for the specific job we want it to do? Second, you have to ensure data integrity. Is the data it's learning from accurate and reliable? Because, garbage in, garbage out. Third, you've got to maintain audit trails. We need to be able to see exactly how and why any decision was made. And finally, you have to define oversight. Who is watching this thing, and who, at the end of the day, is responsible? And this brings us to what might be the single most important idea to take away from all of this. Ready? AI does not get rid of human responsibility. It shifts it.
The accountability moves from the person who used to do the task by hand to the team of people who are now overseeing the entire AI system, the ones validating the model, checking the data, and making the final call on the output.
So this new reality isn't about AI taking over from humans. Not at all. It's about creating a new kind of partnership, a new model for accountability, where a human is always in the loop.
This new partnership is all about having really clear roles. The AI is an incredible tool, right? It enhances our ability to spot risks, to see trends we'd otherwise miss, and to identify signals in just massive amounts of data. But the human? The human owns the final decisions. They own the responsibility for patient impact, and they own the full accountability. The AI informs, the human decides, period.
So at the end of the day, the future of medicine isn't about choosing between powerful AI and human experts. The real future is about creating this amazing synergy between the two, where this incredible technology is supported and, crucially, controlled by strong, thoughtful, human-led governance.
And that leaves us with one last thought. And this one goes way beyond just pharma. As AI gets baked into our cars, our banks, and pretty much every part of our lives, who do you think should ultimately be responsible when something goes wrong? Is it the person who wrote the code, the person using the tool, the government? It's a huge question, and it's one we all probably need to start thinking about. Thanks for tuning in.